All of Jessica Leia's music that you hear on Me and My Song is available for purchase online. And now, please enjoy the show.
I was tossing and turning, and I could not get to sleep. And that's when this month's song, Wonderful, was ever even born. See that? Wonderful! Wonderful! It's funny how you might be having a hard time getting to sleep and how you make it so much worse by getting pissed off about the fact that you're having a hard time getting to sleep. I know this story well. Because then, of course, when you let yourself get all pissed off about the fact that you can't get to sleep, you start squirting out all kinds of pissed off chemicals into your system, which ironically do the exact opposite of helping you get to sleep. I have no idea what time it was. I was just lying there for hours. And the sun was starting to rise outside my window.
I hate you.
And I don't know if it was guidance by some divine force or previous brain training that I had undergone, or simply that I had exhausted myself so much trying to go to sleep, but for some reason, I found my wonderful in that very moment.
Huh?
I felt myself switch and fall right into my wonderful. It's amazing how quickly the circumstances of a situation can change when you look at them through the eyes of your wonderful. For example, because I had just suddenly found my wonderful, I decided instantly that not being able to go to sleep was actually a really cool thing because it was going to make the next day an adventure and a half. Because now I was going to experience the whole next day in a total state of delirium. It actually sounded kind of fun. I don't drink anymore, so I gotta get my kick somehow. And I went, in that very moment, from epinephrine and cortisol chemical cocktails pumping out of my adrenal glands into instant giggles. And giggles, of course, create a much better cocktail of chemical endorphins, which are far more conducive to a good night's sleep. But I actually didn't sleep because I was too thrilled. Not only was I thrilled because I was excited about the next day being a totally fantastic sleep-deprived adventure, but I was especially thrilled because in that very moment, lying there in my bed, getting pissed off at the sun for rising,
I hate you.
I had found my very own wonderful consciously. Like I mentioned, I'm not sure I could exactly pinpoint the exact motivating factor that triggered me into my wonderful in that very moment. But I can say that I did, in full awareness, realize that I needed to find my wonderful in that moment, and then I did. I don't know about you, but I love it when I'm aware of stuff that I'm doing. It doesn't happen all the time. Man, I just did that thing, and I totally noticed that I did it. It was like I had discovered that I actually have this superhuman power to control the fabric of reality.
The very fabric of reality.
Because of the fact that I know how to find my wonderful. You know what I'm saying? And I was lying there being all excited about it. And it was like I could see across the landscape of my life, all the other times in my life when I had found my wonderful, but unconsciously, accidentally on purpose.
Like this one time.
When I was alone in a foreign country and I had food poisoning so bad, and I thought, I just might very well die here. And I laughed to myself as I thought that very thought while I was sitting on the toilet and leaning into the shower so that projectile vomit could land accordingly. TMI. Was that maybe TMI? At one time when I was a teenager and really drunk hiking alone on a mountaintop, I was hella smart when I was a teenager. I almost fell right off of a sheer cliff. But as I clung to the rock wall that I almost slid right off of, I started giggling as I climbed up the almost vertical cliff. But I could see that it wasn't just near-death encounters of the third kind that had triggered me into my wonderful. In that moment, it was like I could feel it draped across my entire lifespan, and I was letting it pop in and out through good times and bad. And I was so excited about finally realizing the mechanism of bringing my wonderful in whenever I want to, that excitement plus the energy/frequency of my wonderful made a song bubble open right up into my space. That's kind of how I think of songs that I haven't written yet, but that already exist inside of me. Kind of like a fart bubble. Like, it ain't out in the world yet, but it's coming. Oh, it's coming. TMI. Was that TMI again? I have a problem with that. I'm actually very mindful of my diet, so that's not really a problem for me. That was TMI again. Sorry. So there I was at like 5 or 6 or 7 a.m. I don't know. And I had done such a complete energetic turn in my beingness that I couldn't even wait until the next day. I had to get out of bed right then and there and start putting the I'm happy because I can consciously find my wonderful feeling energy into an actual sound structure. In other words, I was inspired to immediately start writing this month's song. Wonderful, yeah. I was having so much fun because I was feeling really giddy with my wonderful energy and knowing that I could conjure it up anytime I damn well please. Wonderful. You know, instead of being all pissed off because the world out there was trying to steer me off the course from my wonderful, I know how to not let it do that. That's power. Wonderful. 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 Oh my God, what do you have to be so happy about? Nothing. Because wonderful doesn't come from anything.
Anything.
It doesn't come from a new job or a chocolate cake. All right, well, sometimes it might come from a chocolate cake a little bit. Wonderful comes from nothing. The eternal nothingness from which all things come. I don't actually have to do that. I can just put the effect in there. Come.
Okay.
It's kind of like when Dumbo realizes that he doesn't actually need the magic feather in order to fly. It's like, fly just because you can and because you decided to. Those are the only reasons why how come I ever fly. Not because you have a magic feather. The new jobs and the chocolate cakes, they're just magic feathers that make us think we need them in order to fly. Oh, Dumbo, the magic feather was just a gag. So even if I'm feeling my wonderful because someone I like told me I'm really sexy. I know it's hella sexy when you do that. Yeah. It's not because of that I found my wonderful. That was just a compliment that helped to escort me back to my wonderful, which was always there.
Come back over to my wonderful. Welcome back over to my wonderful.
But I don't need anything to escort me back to my wonderful. It's not like a place I gotta drive to in my car. I can just go when I decide to. Because I decided to. Because that's what I decided. Because I'm the decider. In fact, pulling my wonderful from the nothingness is actually the only kind of wonderful that there is. Because the new jobs and the chocolate cakes and the magic feathers are all gonna go away at some point, then where's your wonderful gonna come from? Huh? Huh? It's not like I'm a my wonderful ninja all the time. I still let myself be talked out of my wonderful sometimes. I mean, stress chemical cocktails can kind of sneak up on you at any time. And they can be kind of addicting. So it can be hard sometimes to even realize that I've spiraled out of my wonderful. And then I'm like swirling in a cocktail of not wonderful chemicals, trying to switch my wonderful back on. And the bad chemicals are telling my brain that it should be very angry right now. Sometimes if that happens to me, I just make fun of myself.
No, I'm not gonna find my wonderful. I'm just gonna be angry. Waste my life. Making angry chemicals to destroy my body. So there. Oy, 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 oy.
And that makes me laugh. You're the boss. And once you start laughing, man, your wonderful is right around the corner. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And then I find a wonderful. The wonderful thing about finding your wonderful, the wonderful, wonderful thing about finding your wonderful is that you realize that it's always there. That just goes with the territory of being your wonderful. So, even if a zombie apocalypse happens, actually it kind of already has. I know I can find my wonderful.
You don't get my wonderful. Neener, neener, neener.
Because when you find your wonderful, part of finding your wonderful is realizing that even though it might seem like someone else can take your wonderful away from you, you realize they actually cannot. It's impossible to take your wonderful away from you. Because your wonderful is yours. Your wonderful is you.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Of course, it helps more to realize all of this stuff when you also realize that you live forever. I'm just saying, you'd really help yourself out if you just realize that you live forever. And it's a good thing that you have forever to figure that out, because you all sure are taking a while. Well, shit! Figuring out that I live forever is the only reason why, how come I could even find my wonderful. The nice thing about truly finding your wonderful is that you realize it really is all yours.
Oh, this is my wonderful. Oh, this is just mine. This is my little wonderful. Oh, this is my wonderful.
Then you never have to chase after any jerks trying to get your wonderful back when it seems like they stole it from you. Because part of finding your wonderful is realizing that nobody can steal it away from you. Not even Darth Vader. Now, if somebody steals your wallet, like, yeah, you should try and go get that back. Because f*** that guy. I'm assuming it's the guy. But if you don't get your wallet back, well, shoot! That wallet isn't your wonderful. I mean, okay, it's gonna be annoying to have to go get a new ATM card and stuff. But getting a new ATM card could turn into the funnest adventure ever. Because when you're in touch with your wonderful, you know you'll be fine. Whatever.
Whatever. Whatever, whatever.
I can't really explain my wonderful. It's not inside of time spent, nor inside of time lost. It's nowhere in the out picturing of life. It's not even a feeling. It's me. I am my wonderful. And because I know that, I also know simultaneously, at the same time, concomitantly, also, that your wonderful is you.
You are your wonderful? You're wonderful as you.
And when you find it, you can feel the energy of it. And since music is a far better way of explaining energy than words are, I wrote this month's song, Wonderful, instead of trying to explain it to you with just words.
Oh my God, then what were you just doing for the last 10 minutes?
So I took that energy that I feel from my wonderful and I wrapped it up in this song and I'm sharing it with you in hopes that that energy can cause some sympathetic vibration within you. And maybe, just maybe, you could feel your own wonderful.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Wonderful.
Hope so. Hope that's kind of what happens. Whilst you enjoy the raw reveal of Wonderful.
Circumstance changes all the time when you know you can find your wonderful. Nobody owns my wonderful, wonderful. It's here if I'm here. Don't care what's.
If you get warm and fuzzy enjoying the work that I do here on Me and My Song, please go ahead and do all the things that help independent artists like myself get our work out there. You know, like liking and subscribing, spreading the word, spreading the love, thumbs upping. But whatever you do, the most important thing in the whole wide world that I think you should do, no matter if it's out of style, out of range, or out of tune, you have got to, even when it's really, really hard to do.
Keep singing your song.
Me and my song.